There it goes.
Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up on the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's stuff.
Hi, Matthew. It's Judge Janine, and I wanted to congratulate you on the Don't Unfriend Me show at the Dumb Show. I was thinking about that whole thing the other day when I thought it was right after Donald Trump was elected that everybody on the left started unfriending anyone on the right. So I'm glad you're calling them out. You've got a great name for the show, and I hope that you're true to the values, conservative values, Republican values, and that you call those people out. I think it's great, and I know you've got 135,000 followers. I hope you get a lot more, and just keep the faith, keep fighting. I think we may get America back, but in the meantime, we've got a steep hill to climb, and you're one of the fighters, one of the patriots. So thank you for what you're doing.
Come on, man. Can you feel the pain? Into him now. About this new world. Ain't no train. Papa's got a brand new eye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What's going on, everybody? Sherry started off saying, Leroy, I'm always happy when you're here. And see, there would be a time where I would take that as you aren't happy when Leroy isn't here, but I've grown as a human being. I'm not going to take it that way. Facebook not live. What do you mean Facebook's not live? Facebook's live. Facebook's live. Facebook's live. Don't tell me that. It's already been really hard to get on tonight. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Let me tell you, I was up. Oh my God. I think I got up at 0400 and I worked out at 0430, shit shower shaved at 0515. Then ran in here and started working on all the cells and the tables and everything. Oh my Lord. And I literally just got done. I was on the phone with ECAM at 8 a.m. this morning, and I was on the phone with them till 5:25. We were on the phone almost 8 hours working on this. I am absolutely freaking exhausted. So there's that. Quickly. April 16th, Thursday, Adam and Beth Coogan. That'll be next week. Barry Morgenstein on the 22nd. Damani Felder on the 1st. And May 15th, T.F. Dixon. And we're booked till June. And we're just trying to get everybody coordinated, but it's a whole nother job. Leroy, my good friend, is in house. Leroy, welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show, buddy. Good to have you here again.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure to be here. We have the best audience in the business. So
we do. We're lucky. We're very lucky. Donations are officially up. $300 is what we're going for. Last night was brutal. We got through it. It was a tough night. And I think it's that, people are looking, the income tax is right here. And I understand that. We've got some new artwork. I didn't like our advertisements. I didn't like them popping up and moving. So right above us, you can see there's a banner. We'll put a new product up there. Just cleaner, simpler, nicer. Took away the white border on the camera. So it's just pow, it just hits when it's supposed to hit. That's what we're trying to do. So this is what we're going to be doing. These ads will come up once in a while, but normally the 10% off ad will be there. I got to fix that one too. So there you go. Give you the rundown, but it's been a crazy day. A crazy freaking day. How's your day going, dude?
Yeah. About the same.
I've
been running around all day. A new project was kind of sprung on me at work.
Yeah.
And they gave me a hard deadline, and then I interpreted one thing that they had wanted to mean one thing, and then passed it through my government lead, and they're like, I'm taking the subject matter as completely different, which meant that the entire report that I had just written was written in the wrong subject. Maybe.
No.
I'm trying to get confirmation. So
see, that's when you're just like, listen, there's what you want to know and what you need to know. So I'm telling you what you need is to focus on this subject.
Yeah.
That always works. They always appreciate when you tell them what's important to them. You know what I mean? And
yes.
It's good for the career. It's always good for the career. And then you could always play the game and say, listen, I read you in on what you're cleared for. And the things that you're asking, unfortunately, if I told you, I would have to kill you. And that always works too. It's very, the movies usually have it down just. And then when you get your mission, which is always great, like you get your mission briefing or your debrief, it always in the form of a tape cassette that starts smoking after you listen to it, and you either accept the job.
Oh, those are the best ones.
They're
That's why everyone smoked in the 70s, because there was always an accessible lighter right there.
Always. It's such an easy thing to understand. People just don't understand tradecraft. That's their problem. It's an art form, and it's always double tap, right? Always. It's just stupid.
I've got a whole closet full of shoe bombs. No, I'm kidding.
There's only one way, right? There's only one way to mark a dead drop, and that's with a piece of chalk. Listen, this isn't hard. This is so simple. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show, where we get silly in our own stupidity. Because see, Leroy and I work on the same wavelength with our brains, and sometimes we go off on tangents, and people have no idea what we're talking about, and that's the way we like it. Democrats are in trouble, ? Now, listen, folks, it's been 4 nights of hell of me trying to get these videos to load. And I have now I have put them in a WBM format, which nobody knows what that is. None of you. Everyone's like, I don't know what that is. Well, a WEBM format is a format that specifically has the audio and video codecs already transcribed. So the only thing that the computer has to do is passively do it. It's a video that you could put up on the web and just drag and drop it. And it doesn't need to be encoded. It doesn't need to be an MP4 format. It has its own audio codec installed. So there is no reason for this to be bad. And if it does, then this is like, dude, it's not going to be a good night. I'm just telling you, I don't think I can handle it. I think I'm going to pop. So let's try it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Give me the, take your goose fraba and shove it up your whatever. Don't give me that goose fraba shit. I'm in a mood. Just saying.
All right.
But better work.
Fine. I mean, I could tell you to
shut
the F up and stop being a whiny little bitch. I mean, you want me to do that?
No, I don't want that either.
Break out the cheap voice. The knife hand comes out.
I don't want that either.
F head.
Why doesn't anyone love me? All right, so I need the thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay. With the sound. Here we go. Let's try. Democrats are in trouble. Dun, dun. Oh yeah. It's got some Oh, shit. Oh, I slipped the audio. I just, here. Let's do it again. Okay.
Audio worked.
Well, that did. That's different. That's an MP3. Let's just cross our fingers. Here we go. Ready? Let's do it.
For a reality check for the liberals who think the midterms are in the bag. The latest CNN poll found Democrats trailing Republicans by 4 points in total party approval. So why does America hate the Democrats so passionately? Perhaps Dana's former favorite Democrat, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger. Listen, she explains why.
There was a poll up that had your numbers a little unfavorable, and then your predecessor, Glenn, was making a podcast run earlier this week to taking a couple jabs at you. I guess overall, on your numbers, what do you attribute that to, and then what would you say back to Glenn?
I would say, if everybody hated me, why is everybody putting my face on their mailers for the referendum, would be question number one.
And if you thought that was rough, check out Cory Booker's wife saying that standing almost killed him.
It's not super safe to stand for 25 hours. Like, your body kind of just like break down, and if you fall over you could hit your head. So like, those are the things that were going through our head. Like, yes, I wanted him to break the record, but I also wanted him to not die or like get injured. I wasn't gonna eat for a really long period of time. Like, just being dehydrated alone was like worrying me.
Your name was invoked, Dana, in the intro.
I will have to wear this forever. I was fooled by Abigail Spanberger. She asked a question. Why do they keep putting my names on these mailers? Because it's working against the Democrats. That's why they're putting the names on it. And in fact, a friend of mine said that their own polling shows that the most effective messages against Democrats in Virginia about this redistricting thing are when they are.
Hey, guys, I know when we have a scammer. Like, it's about as obvious as an STD. Okay? Like, it literally burns when I pee, when I get a scam. You don't need, all you're doing is, love your show. So thankful that you have interviewed Scott Lloyd and him winning the appeal. I'm going to email you with some other info. Keep up the great work. God bless. Thank you so much, Leslie Matthews, new subscriber, new donor, and somebody from Front Royal. We love you. Folks, it's like, now, Leslie, let me get back to talking about my STD. Folks, I know when a scammer is, but if you spam it, spammer, all you're doing is pushing the scammer out of my window where I can't ban them, and then I accidentally ban somebody else. Just give it 2 seconds. And let me pick up my phone and ban the scammer before you start spamming scammer, because all you're doing is spamming my scammer spam. So I can't block the spam because of your spamming the scammer. Does everyone understand? Great.
For a reality check for the liberals who think the midterms are in the bag. The latest.
So, I'm not convinced that means much. Listen. Trump is going to have an uphill battle in the snow, carrying his grandparents in a wheelchair covered with maple syrup with a 3-toed sloth family tied to the back end. All uphill. This is a monumental task for Trump. 2 times has a president kept the House and the Senate. And that is in the last 100 years. 6 times carried one branch of Congress. 6 times in the history of the United States. Folks, this is a monumental task. And this is what happened. Now, all we can hope is that the things that Spanberger are doing and Newsom are doing and all of this is getting recognized. And people in Virginia are already sick of Spanberger. And we're sitting here going, no shit, Sherlock. But here we are. What do you think, Leroy? What Joseph Hillstrom donated $10.80. Thanks. Hopefully, Wild beat the Stars. Good luck to your Avs. I think Wild are going to take home ice against the Stars, and I hope the Wild beat the living pants off the Stars. And I don't like the Wild. What are your thoughts, dude? Is this, I mean, we know the one thing that people hate more than Donald Trump are Democrats, but is it enough in the booth? Is it enough in polling? Is it enough to get people to show up? Because this is the problem. Republicans don't show up in the midterms. They never do. And Iran is not going to help people get inspired to show up in the midterms. Go ahead, buddy. Oh, another donation. Hold on. Got another one. Christy Martin, $20 through Super Chat. Thank you for all you guys do. Thank you, Christy Martin, through Super Chat. Nice to see 2 new donors. Good to see. Thank you, Christy.
Very much.
Go ahead, Leroy.
I think that we have to remember that a lot of times the polls can be unreliable. And if we take that with a certain grain of salt, right? I'm going to read you a Fox headline that says that, and this is just a day or two old, just 28% of Americans questioned in a CNN poll viewed the Democratic Party positively, with 56% seeing Democrats in an unfavorable light. So when we're talking about Donald Trump's polling, and I've got a Gallup poll here that shows that back in February of 2025, he was holding at about a 47% approval rating, and then by December, so just a few months ago, it was down to 36, and I think it's dropped. I think he's down to like 34 right now. So when we're talking about polling, we have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. That being said, Matt's absolutely correct. It's going to be an uphill climb for Democrats to kind of hold for the Republicans to hang on to the House or the Senate. I think what we're the biggest challenges are going to be ones of timing and messaging. The Democrats certainly love to inflict personal attacks instead of policy because they don't really win a lot on policy. And if the Republicans were smart, we would be focused and messaging on policy instead of personal attacks.
Yeah.
That all being said, this thing with Iran, I will admit, and I posted this on my personal page probably a couple of weeks ago, that the timing for this probably wasn't great. I get the feeling, I don't know this for sure, that maybe Donald Trump's strategy here was, hey, we're going to make this quick and a swift victory, right? And get the Republican and my policies in a positive light, and that'll help us out in the midterms. I don't think it has worked out that way. It is now being used against him. And I think it's going to be a uphill battle.
It's going to be tough. You got to get control of the messaging. Right? If Trump finds a way to get Iran to become North Korea and to start eating out of our hands, the proverbial Pavlov's dog, when we hit the bell, they respond, then Donald Trump's going to go down as the greatest foreign policy president ever. But if Iran is still shutting down the straits and still launching off rockets intermittently until the election, he's cooked. And we're going to see some other things. I just like, there's a couple of bellwether elections that are going to tell us where we land in the next couple of weeks that are going to help. But right now, I believe there's been 16 special elections and Democrats have won every one of them. I think there's one that's just taking place. I want to say a governor special election, and I can't remember where it's from. And that's gonna be a challenge for Democrats to hold on to. But let's remember this: this is the thing you need to understand. There's really only 16 contested seats up in the House this year. That's not a lot.
No, it's not.
So scratch that, in the Senate. Sorry. So there's a really good chance that we keep the Senate. You guys got to understand, because we've got plus side, and then there's 16 contested seats. If we take half of those, we maintain the majority, right? So. Yeah. Are the states really angry where they're not going to vote? Well, we already know they're not, because that's the problem, is that Republicans don't get their asses out and vote in the midterms. And unless you want to see Donald Trump in jail, you better get out and vote. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, Georgia. That's right. Georgia. But that was MTG's spot. That doesn't count, though. That doesn't count. That was MTG's seat. It was a Republican heavy district. She wasn't going to lose that. So that's a wash. But I'm talking about flipping seats. Democrats have flipped 16. So, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
In these special elections, right? They have either won or flipped. Now, that you're like, well, how come they don't run the House then? Because they either won or flipped, right? So it could have been contested by Republicans, but they just held that seat, which is status quo. So it's gonna be difficult, and we'll just have to see what happens. The map does not favor the House. The map does not look good for the House. It does not look good for GOP. What's up?
I was going to say, I think that the GOP, anybody who, is supporting them, I think you need to, I'm not saying that all hope is lost. That's certainly not what I'm saying, but I would say prepare yourselves.
Yeah, you need to protect, because I've looked at the numbers and the numbers aren't good. And we're pretty good at this. And we'll get a better idea around 45 days out. I'll tell you what's going to happen. But right now, I'm predicting that we could lose. I don't think it's going to be pretty.
I would agree.
And this is why Trump needs to get this done now. Because in the end, does Trump care about his presidency more than the country? I think everyone's learning that this is the case, is that he cares more about the country than his presidency. Because right now, essentially the kiss of the death for him in the midterms is getting into a conflict. It turns off Republican voters, and that's what he needs to. Now, if he would have released the Epstein files perfectly and made arrests and put people in jail and found a way to negotiate the peace between Israel and Hamas and Ukraine and Russia, it would have been a landslide in the midterms. It would have been an absolute bloodbath, but he did none of those things. And you just got rid of your attorney general because that attorney general wouldn't do anything. So I think Trump realizes he's trouble. Senate impeaches and convicts. Yeah. So I think Trump has surrendered the House and now he's going after the Senate, and he's got to. Or what you could just do is, how about this? How about you just go ahead and nuke the filibuster and you pass voter ID and you ensure that you level the playing field before the election. But you know what? Nobody has the stones to do that.
Right. Right.
It's frustrating. Here's a perfect example. Tonight is the night of Matt told you so. I think this is the theme of tonight's show. Matt told you so. And it's not that Leroy didn't tell you so, or Olivia didn't tell you so, or Amy didn't tell you so, or any of our guests didn't tell you so, but Matt told you so first. And Marjorie Taylor Greene has shown her true colors. I told you she would be a Democrat within 6 months. Well, do I collect the prize here, or where do I?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but here you go. Donations always make it better. Here you go. Enjoy this.
We have to be realistic about the Republican Party. The Republican Party needs burned to the ground. It's completely controlled.
So let me get this straight. After nearly 9 years of riding DJT's coattail, using the MAGA movement, getting her way into a position of power in Congress, making roughly $22 million of profit in the stock market.
Correct.
And then leaving right as her lifelong pension is about to kick in.
Correct.
All of a sudden, it's time to burn down the Republican Party.
That's right. I want to thank Matt Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me show. He didn't say that.
Matter of fact, I don't like to do math live like this in real time. It's not my thing. But if I was just to put this one together, carry the one
times pi.
Yeah, this is a psyop.
Right.
That's what it is.
It's a psyop.
You ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong.
That lady is untrustworthy, and you could tell just by the way she acted while she had some monicum of power. Right. Every time there was a press briefing, or anytime there was a presidential address, or everyone is collected in the great room, she was always the most boisterous. She was always the one who would yell from the top of her lungs, proud to wear her red hat, and that's fine, right? But does that epitomize what it means to be conservative?
No. And don't get mad at me, people. You did this when I warned you. You did this when it was happening, and now you're doing it when it's over. Why do you keep leaving me? Why don't you leave Marjorie Taylor Greene and come over to my side? What did I do? I mean, seriously, throw me a bone, people.
Throw me a frickin' bone here. I'm the boss.
You don't know
Need the
the
info.
power of the dark side.
Just say it. Why are you blaming me? I told you so. I'm sorry that I posted a video of Marjorie Taylor Greene that's negative. It's not me, folks. What do you want? I warned you, and I'm not the only one. If Stephen A. Smith is warning you, give me a break. Seriously?
And unlike Marjorie Taylor Greene or a bunch of people on the right, bloviating, talking out of both sides of their mouth, knowing that they're pushing for something that'll never happen, meaning invoking the 25th Amendment, that ain't gonna happen. As long as he's alive and breathing, Donald Trump's gonna be the president.
You can't invoke the 25th Amendment. It's not a Senate or the House a procedural vote. It's done by the administration, and 16 of the department heads all have to, the U.S. Department of Treasury, the Secretary of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Agriculture, the Secretary Treasurer, the Vice President, the Chief of Staff, the Joint Chief. I mean, it's everybody's got to get involved and put their name on this thing. It's not going to happen.
No.
Give me a break. Here's the rest.
Until the end of the year 2028. It's just a fact. The 25th Amendment will not be executed. Stop it. Just say what Stephen A. said. You got former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene right there, 25th Amendment, not a single bomb has dropped on America. We cannot kill an entire civilization. This is evil and madness. Yeah. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. This is not foreign policy. It's a deranged madman threatening to wipe out an entire country. It's past time. The 25th Amendment must be invoked. Stop it. All you're showing is how useless you are. To invoke the 25th Amendment, you're going to have to get the vice president to sign off.
And
the Republicans in the House to sign off. Cabinet members to sign off. Basically declaring him unfit. It's something the president is fully capable of fighting by saying he's not unfit. And as a result, it's a reason why it's never been exercised in American history. Stop it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking screenshots. So Carrie said, geez, Matt, somebody must agree with you because someone made a post about you or something. Hold on a second. What did she say? Hold on. Hi, everybody over in Rumble. See, I do have my window open for Rumble. My God, that's small, she said. Hold on. All right. So somebody said, somebody must be watching Matt's show. Because, well, this is Dan Bongino, isn't it? Is it Bongino? It's Bongino. Oh, I wonder. Dude, I don't know, man. Something makes me think that there's researchers out there that each of these big podcasts have 100 of them. And they all go out and collect information in the wee hours of the morning after everyone's asleep. And they start scrubbing everybody's content and putting together the opinion of Dan Bongino and everyone else and all the writers. Because I'll tell you what, my shit gets stolen more often than not. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Let's see how close this is to what I said. I don't think Donald J. Trump is stealing my stuff. I don't think Donald J. Trump does that. And I don't think Dan Bongino does that. But I have seen it on multiple platforms. This is what it says. I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, to have nuclear weapons because they have one thing in common: low IQs. I didn't say that. They're stupid people. They know their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. Look at their past, at their record. They don't have what it takes. They never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs. I will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they got some clips because they have a third-rate podcast, but nobody's talking about them and their views are opposite of MAGA, or I wouldn't have won. the presidential election a landslide. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN a 100% approval rating for Trump. Yeah, this is exactly. Okay, so he goes on. That's what I did say. Oh, he hits everyone I hit. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure out and do the bingo card. Megyn Kelly, yes, done that. Candace Owens, yep, done that. Alex Jones, yep, hit him. That's good enough. Oh, and Tucker. Oh, and Trader
Marjorie
Brown.
Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor.
Yeah, and Tucker too. So, oh geez. You know what? Listen, I'm not egotistical enough to believe that just because I say something and someone else says something that they copied me. My point is that if my views and Leroy's views or Olivia's views and Amy's views line up with what people get to at the ultimate conclusion when they're done, and we get there first, then we should get some credit for that. Don't you think? Right. Don't you think we should get some recognition? Right.
Just throw my name in the post-credit roll, yeah, that's all I need.
Something just, hey, you know why? Because here's the thing. Because I watch Jesse Waters and I watch Dana Perino and I watch The Five and I watch Will Cain. And you know what? There's a podcast that's on there every single night. I think it's like the Ruthless Podcast. Why are you guys promoting the Ruthless Podcast? You're not promoting our show or not promoting Damani's show or Ryan Samuel's show or somebody else's show. Why are you constantly promoting the same podcast, the same regurgitated shit? And you're not getting it out there that there's other podcasts out there that deserve at least a little credit for doing the work that you guys aren't doing. It's frustrating. Go ahead, buddy. Anything else?
Just a little bit on Marjorie Taylor Greene. When you start getting into this kind of line of work, right? And granted, this is something that I don't do it full time, right? But when you sit down in front of a camera and you have to start addressing people, then the last thing you want is for someone to say, hey, what's your opinion of this? Tell me about this. And you don't know anything about it. So a long time ago, I had done some just cursory research into Marjorie Taylor Greene. And there were a handful of takeaways that I'd gotten. This is from a while ago, right? Way back when, right? She was rated 100% favorability by the National Right to Life Committee. She was pro-military. She was against spending on solar and wind. She was pro-2A and anti-red flag laws. And she was for the Southern Wall. Now, on the surface, you tend to think of that kind of person as, oh my God, this is a cookie cutter, perfect fitting, right-leaning representative for wherever district she's going to land.
Right.
Now, for her to some 4 years later, or whatever the time frame has been, for her to get in front of a camera and say, it's time to burn the Republican Party down.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Are you now saying that you are against all of that stuff?
Yeah.
That you are, in fact, open to borders now, that you are open to red flag laws and more gun control? Are you, for spending more on solar and wind? And, it just makes you wonder, like, what is your stance?
Right.
We had noted this on the show before, and it was from ballotpedia.com, that 75% of the congressmen and senators who change their position, who change their party, 75% go from Democrat to Republican, and a mere 25% go from Republican to Democrat.
It's correct. It's correct.
What is this lady thinking?
I don't know. I don't know, but we're at $35.80 Thursday, April 9th, and I can't do what we did last night. I literally will have a stroke. So we're at a point where we've got to make the ka-chinka chinka sound. Okay, ka-chinka chinka sound needs to take place. We got to help Uncle Matt out. Okay, we got 300. Come on, moneymaker. Come on, no crappas. Press my luck. No whammies. Listen, we're all in a position. Everybody's in a position. I get it. Money's tight. Everyone's tight. Don't apologize. There's people who are apologizing. Stop apologizing. You don't need to do that. We have a lot of people who listen, a lot of people who watch. If you have a chance to do it, you want to help out, go to thedumbshow.com/donate. $10 makes it happen. Last night we got like 20 donations for $5 and it made it happen. It's just, that's it. We got to keep the show going, folks. We got to keep it on air. We got to keep doing it. Here's Dana Lausch, who I just absolutely love, and she completely just cooks this, and she puts a good bow on this. And then I'm just going to wrap up the back half of this, and show you some things you need to see. And it's going to be annoying. It's going to be like sirens going through the grotto. You're going to want to be the Iliad of Homer and put your hands over your ears and pray to God that the golden fleece of sheep protects you from the sirens. But this is what it is. Listen.
This is Republicans. Marjorie Taylor Greene is still...
Not this one. Dana's an angel, so her voice, I can listen to it. And by the way, love the long hair again. Looks good. Good job, Dana.
On her Scorned Woman tour, because Trump told her you're not going to win a Senate race, and so she's been going through like the longest premenstrual dysphoric disorder period I've ever seen in my life.
Good for
Go ahead and play this banger.
Here's what we have to do.
It's hilarious.
We have to be realistic about the Republican Party. The Republican Party needs burned to the ground. It's completely controlled. As a matter of fact, much of Congress is controlled by AIPAC.
Oh my gosh, this is so, here we go. Congress is controlled by AIPAC. I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is she on roids? It explains some things. I'm just saying.
Dude, I love Dana.
I'm glad that she stopped banging other men that weren't her husband long enough to start nurturing some of her conspiracy theories.
Yes!
I always know that I take people seriously when they can't even honor, commitments that they made before God to another person. I immediately just take them serious on everything else. But this whole idea of AIPAC wants Congress, AIPAC. That is like that meme of the mushy face guy trying to put the wrong shape in the wrong hole of a shape sorter. Whenever you see a baby struggle with like a cube and the baby's trying to put the cube into the circular hole, it's like I'm watching Marjorie Taylor Greene right now. But AIPAC, first off, I know that people like get off on going after AIPAC, and I don't know anybody in AIPAC. I've never done anything with AIPAC before. I really don't give a rat's ass, but we're
willing to learn. Just let you know, any of that schmeckle money, we're always ready.
Private group of Americans, people born here, who do whatever the hell they want with their American money. If they want to put their American money together and they want to buy an ad in the United States of America, that's America. If you don't like that, then may I suggest you secure for yourself a one-way ticket to China, and you go over there and you lotion up Xi Jinping, because it seems you may be better suited for that if you have a problem with private Americans doing whatever TF they want with their own private money. Let me know if I need to poorly draw a photo for the people who struggle with both reading and listening comprehension, the drive-bys in our audience who happen to catch this program.
Damn, Dana.
That's what AIPAC is.
He's on fire.
Dana is like, I'm in love again. I mean, Megyn Kelly, sit down. I've got a black-haired beauty. I've always loved Dana. Amy Bordeaux, donate $26.25. Thank you, Amy. We love you, sweetie.
Thank you, Amy.
I've always loved Dana Lausch, and she's a rock star. But, man, she's cooking. She's cooking with some freaking gas.
Spends 11 times more than that.
11 times.
China spends 11, and in fact, it's even more than that. I'm using that exaggerated number because that is that's the disparity between the amounts of money. It is insane. China makes so much money. They donate so much money, and they make all these donations. So does Qatar. They give millions to colleges and universities. But here again, I get it that Marjorie Taylor Greene is mad because Trump told her she couldn't run for Senate.
Yep.
But I don't know what she's so bitchy about.
Through
this
an
is a
email.
woman who decided to fleece the American taxpayer, wasting taxpayer dollars to go and occupy a seat in which she did little next to nothing.
Nothing.
Then she abandons her voters, abandons taxpayers. They have to pay more money to have a special election because she decides to check out as a tantrum, but right 2 days after her pension vests so she can get more money from taxpayers. And by the way, I love the betrayal of taxpayers as she sits up there with her cross. And again, sometimes the bigger the cross, the bigger the harlot. I love how she sits up there with her necklace and she goes on and on about principles. How much money did she go into Congress with? $70,000 or something like that? 700, and then she walks out with $25 million. Do you honestly believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene, mathematical genius, was able to make that happen organically without getting insider information from her position in Congress? Because if you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. If you really, truly, honestly believe that.
Hold on. If you listen, when a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. But when you hear an RPG, it's Marjorie Taylor getting cooked. Or a 50 cal. Or a double tap to the head.
I'd buy that for $1.
That price is too high. Used Cars, man, one of the greatest movies by Kurt Russell. You still haven't seen it. I can tell by your reaction. You need to go and watch it. Have you?
Yeah, long time ago.
That price is too high. Yeah. What a great dude, Dana. Just I don't have anything else to say. She's brought the receipts.
No, that was perfect.
That
was a perfect monologue. It carried the balance of insulting with being informative, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You gotta love Dana. I don't have anything else to say. Good for her. She did it. You could have said it a little sooner. But that's my critique to all these people. You know, you guys could have done this just a little bit sooner. Like, I don't know, 3.5 years ago when I was doing it. But thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you guys. Maybe that's why we don't get invited, is because I'm so condescending. Listen, humility, it's not egotism if it's true. Okay? It's not bragging if it's true, folks. Just saying. Doing it for 3 years. We're here. We're ready to go. Here is what it sounds. I don't know why this thing keeps creeping over. Charity Lamb donated $5. Charity thing. It's the $5, $1 ones that mean the most. Now, I'm not saying $100 ones and $500 ones, $1,000 ones don't rock. Those rock. But when someone gives $5, it means that they're trying as hard as they can. That's what grandma does when I'm not calling you a grandma, but that's what grandma does when she comes over and your room's clean. And she just came last weekend. She gave you a 5. And then the next time you might get a 1. But you know you're going to get a 1 like 5 or 6 times in a row. But then when you get that 5, it means grandma won at bingo. And she's got a little extra coin in the purse and she gives it to you. That means something. Not calling you a grandma, Charity, because I've seen your pictures.
Yeah, that's when you find a 10 under your pillow for the tooth. You know, that's how you know you had it good. Yeah.
That's like when your John, gives you an extra 10 for a really good BJ, and then you come and you spend it on the Don't Unfriend Me show. We love that. We appreciate it, JD. So this is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like. Everyone listen. It's not just Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I'm not here bashing on the Republicans. I'm just telling you, these people, I'm going to show you pictures of all of them, and I want you to look at them in their little box. It's like instead of the Brady Bunch, I call this the Crazy Bunch. So decided to take pictures of all these people and put them in a little box like the Brady Bunch, right? And this is what I came up with. Brace your ears. Remember, this is the siren's cry. As the Odyssey, we push through the channel and the caverns and the ravines as we hear the sirens screaming through the grotto, luring us into the rocks. I want you to plug your proverbial ears, because here it is. Okay. The Crazy Bunch. Dun, 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 dun. Watch it.
Is priceless.
You want to see it again? Here you go, because this is what it sounds like me every morning. Nope, here it is. Too bad. Every morning is like that for me. Every morning is like that for me. I have to listen to this stuff because we do a show, and I got to listen to these people. But you want to know who they sound like? They're screaming. They're bloviating. Is that what the new word that somebody said? Bloviating.
Bloviating is a good word. Yes,
it's a great word. It's a word I've known. Somebody said it. Somebody said it the other day. It was a big podcaster. Now everyone's saying it. Like it's like ad nauseum. Or when I was using ad nauseum, people made fun of me for it. But bloviating, vitriol, hyperbole. It's the sizzle word. It's a sizzle word of the month, right?
It's a boisterous political tantrum.
Bloviating. I always call it bovine bloviating, which means that you're just a bloviating cow. But here, listen to this. And I want you to listen and watch more than anything and then listen to the end. Because this is exactly what it is. The difference is that's what the black pillars are doing. That's what the Republicans are. They're screaming and yelling and just hating on each other. But the Democrats aren't. The Democrats have a unified message. Watch. Here's an example. If you think this didn't take a lot of time, Milk Bar TV and Maze, I love you guys. Here it is.
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
Why are they doing this? Trump Their plan is to simply
That is the truth.
That is the truth.
And that is the truth.
And that is the truth.
Gregory Harrison, thank you for your $20. I usually would say it right there. We saw God Bless Matt and Leroy. We heard about yesterday. Thank you for donating today. $20. I wanted to play the ending because if you played those individually, they all said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And that is what you need to know about the Democratic Party is that they stick together. They message the same thing. They have an amazing level of communication, and they just get the propaganda out and push it out so hard and so fast that it just gets eaten up. And they have talking points and they have orders, marching orders. Every day they get a list and it says, sit down, make it this close, this type of brightness, use these graphics included. Here's your pre-made speech. They all have cameras set up in their offices and they go out and they make these videos and they influence hundreds of millions of people with their bloviating.
Think about
this is our government.
Think about the coordination behind that, right? They're all given the same script. And there's a reason that the Democrats, why that type of messaging plays so well amongst the Democrats, because every one of them have some level of leadership in blue cities and states, right? Where the highest concentration of people are, right? So if they all get the same script, and they're all reading off of the same script with just as much outrage, with just as much vitriol, and they're giving you this message to the highest populations in the United States, the highest concentrations of population, then it's going to work, right? It's just advertising. It is a numbers game. Every advertiser out there, Apple, Microsoft, every one of them, Ford, they know that advertising comes down to a numbers game, and the more appealing you can make the message, the easier it is to sell the product.
Correct.
This is the exact same thing attached to an emotional plead. This is wrong. This is why you should be outraged, and I am outraged for you. And now it's being played in every major city. That's why it works.
And everybody's going to repeat it. That's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to repeat it.
Parroting.
And this is what happens. And they have got the ability to manipulate. They have got the ability to platform this type of junk. And they have the people who will go out and repeat these talking points ad nauseum all day long, all night long. And the Republicans have nothing to contradict this, except Mike Johnson coming out once every, 20, 30 minutes a day. And you cannot compete with that bombardment. You just can't.
No.
You can't compete with that level of indoctrination and propaganda. And they have it down to a science, folks. This is a science. We're never going to beat it. We're never going to beat it until we figure out how to play the same damn game. And the only person who's playing the game right now is Trump. And it's like everybody on the O-line is just standing up and letting people go by. Just kept hitting him and hitting him and hitting him.
Yeah.
Every single Republican should be defending Trump right now. Every single one with what he's trying to do. Whether you agree with Iran or not, we're there, it's happening, and now we're fully committed, and we're not going to do anything. We don't want to be like Democrats, right? But the difference is that you can match their game by telling the truth. They're lying. They're putting out commercials in Virginia. Where in the is Mike Johnson? Why isn't he in Virginia? Why is Scott Presler out here breaking his balls and nobody's out here backing him up? Why don't you have where's Matt Gaetz? Where's that wanker? Where's Jason Chaffetz? Where's Trey Gowdy? Where's Michelle Bachmann? Where's Mike Pence? Where are the people who say they're a part of the GOP? Why aren't they in Virginia right now? Because Democrats are ultimately lying. They're saying that the Republicans are trying to steal seats in Virginia. It's a blatant lie. It's an atrocity. It's so fake. And the ads that they're putting out are complete lies. Everything they're saying is a lie. All of it. Nobody's here. Nobody's doing anything. The only people who are saying things are people like me or people like Philip Hamilton or hell, even Tim Pool's not even talking about it.
No.
Why aren't we crucifying Spanberger?
From him in a while, actually.
Yeah, dude. More people watch our show than his show on Facebook. Where is he?
I will say this, and you know that this is somebody that both Matt and I follow. There's another podcaster, Nick Freitas, who is he was a representative in the state of Virginia.
Yeah.
And on that show, he has one of his. It's like my type of position. It's this little bald dude, and I cannot remember his name, but he's a very smart young man. And when I started watching that show, he brought up something that I had never heard of, and then I looked into it a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this makes complete sense." That guy referenced something called Robert Conquest's 3 laws of politics. Law number 1 is that everyone is conservative about what they know best. Rule number 2 is any organization not explicitly right-wing sooner or later becomes left-wing. And number 3, and this is the one that gets me because I feel like this is probably more applicable today than at any point. The simplest way to explain the behavior of any bureaucratic organization is to assume that it's controlled by a cabal of its enemies.
Right.
That demonization, the Democrats' demonization of Trump, saying, Trump, Epstein, they want to control you, higher prices, they're bad. That is exactly what they're doing. There are 2 basic logical fallacies, type 1 and type 2 logical errors, the rejection of a true statement or the acceptance of a false statement. So when you see all of that former video with 100 different Democrats spouting the exact same speech in every major city, right? They've got a 50-50 chance. It's probably more than that. I think it's probably 66.5% that you're going to believe what they say. That's damn good numbers.
It's interesting.
That's why that messaging works.
It's interesting when you say that because it's Democrats have shifted. And I don't know if you've known this, but they've moved into nihilism.
Oh, yeah.
And
nothing matters.
Right. The Saul Alinsky playbook was all about disrupting the concurrent messaging of the moral good. And it was designed to dehumanize and devalue your opposition's opinion. Exactly. And that was Saul Alinsky. This is what the Clintons worked through. This is what Democratic Party worked through. This is what Obama was. They were all Saul Alinsky protégés. But they've moved into these nihilistic properties with just about everything, which is that the greater good doesn't exist. is that everything is meaningless, and they've moved away from trying to contradict it and tear it down from the inside, whether it be the patriarchal or matriarchal system, whether it's family values, whether it's Christian, Judeo-Christian ethics, whatever it is. They've tried. They use Saul Alinsky to destroy that. Now it's just nihilism, that there is no greater good, unless it's us, unless it's Democrats, and therefore that, folks, that is fascism. Whether you understand that or not, and you're like, well, the political spectrums are one's this way. I'm not picking my nose. I'm allergies, by the way. So I always get self-conscious. Everyone knows this time of year, I'm always doing this with my nose and scratching. Soon I'll get my beard brush and just, but if you take a look at this, there's this massive separation that people make between socialism and fascism, and you and I have had this conversation a million times, is that fascism and socialism are closer together than Democrats and Republicans. In fact, they're completely opposite on the spectrum. There's very little in common between Democrats and even progressives and conservatives, or what is now called alt-right. Fascism is using one viewpoint above all others by either destroying the competitive systems that contradict it or killing those who would be susceptible to not buying into it. That's fascism. Now that's a very complicated way, so let me explain it. So you control the education, you control the movies, you control the music, you control the media. That is how fascism begins. But then you have the people who are resisting, who are putting up the resistance to whatever messaging is coming out, and those people must go because they are the most influential. These are the doctors, these are the lawyers, these are the teachers, these are the writers. And then you take away the people with strength, the people who don't have the brain box but can follow orders of the opposition, who could make it very difficult from a physical mean, from a kinetic standpoint. You remove them. Then you go ahead and take out the weak who have the things that balance and make them strong, which would be guns or knives or clubs or spears or bows or whatever it would be. And then what you have left is a controllable society of people who aren't smart enough, aren't strong enough, not equal enough, and therefore they're controllable. That's fascism.
Yeah, no, spot on.
And that's what Democrats are doing.
That's literally everything that you just said is the common thread that weaves communism, socialism, and fascism together.
Totalitarianism.
Because they all rely on the ability to place the state above the individual in terms of importance. The state is more important to you than your individual life, right?
Correct.
And whereas Republican, this is how my feeble interpretation of it, but somebody who's far right leaning, okay? Because I believe, and I have made this argument before, that fascism is not a right-leaning concept. It's just not. If you embrace the idea of the individual, then you have to reject the idea of fascism. It's just the way it is. So everything that you just said is the perfect stitching between fascism, socialism, and communism. They're all part of the same cloth.
And there's a very big difference between left in political theory, no longer in practice. But in political theory, left and leftists or leftism are different. The lefts can be moderate. The lefts can be progressive. But they're not socialists in political theory. But in practical application and today in real world examples, the left most assuredly is past progressivism and has moved into what they call democratic socialism, or what I like to call lipstick communism.
Yeah.
And that's and that's the truth. And that's what they're doing. And if you think that those videos aren't effective, they are, because the problem is that those people that's consuming that, it's not you and me. It's the content creators. We don't listen to the politicians. We don't listen to the legacy media, either to the liberals. They listen to the content creators. And those content creators then go make all of their videos. And now what was 10 senators or 10 congressmen becomes 100 podcasters who are massive influencers. Then the smaller podcasters go and they regurgitate it without due thought, without processing, without disseminating logically, deductively. Not our show, other shows. And those are by the thousands and tens of thousands. And then what happens? You then have a movement. And what you get is a literally delineation. And it's like Orton's curve. And it's very similar to the Overton window. But the curve being is that the amount of equal force pushing against each other, right? Mm-hmm. Two unmovable objects pushing against each other will never go forward or backward unless they make contact with different levels of inertia. Slam, slam. John Stobel, donate $23.95. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you, John. Hey, buddy. So what you've got, though, is two opposing forces pushing together of same equal mass, which essentially, unless there's a level of friction or a level of increased pressure or slippage, those two forces will not meld, they will not wear, they will not break, they will not crack, they will just stay in position. But the Orton philosophy is that the equal force, after time, they will naturally separate away from each other. With as much influence of non-equal proportion, where there's some here or there's some here, eventually vibration will take over and those two objects will separate. And that is what Robert Marlar donated $20. That's what, thank you so much, Robert. That is what we have done with the Democrats and Republicans right now, is the more you see of those tens of thousands, the more those two giant forces that are of equal mass, equal size, moving towards each other are now moving away from each other. We're no longer contradicting each other. We're now literally separating ourselves and creating larger separations of delineation between each other on purpose. That is why it doesn't matter what it is. Abortion? Kill them until they're babies. Really? No abortion at all. No circumstances. What if someone's going to die? Fuck it. She deserves it. Wait, what? Two very, very different opinions. No middle ground. No ability to play in this area. So it doesn't matter what it is. Immigration? Good for America. Bad for America. Defending Ukraine? Bad for America. Good for America. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever the topic is, we all go to our proverbial corners because the talking heads come out this is the Orton philosophy. It's just more separation. We will never come back together because we're no longer attempting to be pushing each other. We're pushing away from each other. Yeah. That is the best way I can explain it.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
That's right.
I will say this.
You will try.
I'll say this too. At no point in history can I recall so many ad hominem attacks, just personal attacks in lieu of talking about anything policy related. Yeah. And whenever anybody wants to deal with Trump, it's always personal attacks. And it's not exclusive to the Democrat Party. Trump has certainly done it, and I've seen some Republicans do it too. What I will maintain is that ad hominem attacks tend to occur more so as you lean left.
And it doesn't, but this is the thing. The attack isn't designed to get to a resolution. It's like the other night during the conversation with the older millennial. At one point, he said, "Why can't you just say yes?" And I said, "Because I've already answered the question 7 times, and I'm no longer going to answer it again. I'm not a parrot, and I'm not. Why can't you just say yes? 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 Why can't you?" And I'm just like, bro.
Now you're a child.
Every time you say that, and every time you talk like that, all you're doing is just, you're not reaching me. All you're doing is just having me go, la, 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 la. I'm not listening to you. Like, I'm not even hearing you because I'm treating you like a 2-year-old. This is where we've gotten to. There is no more amicable. You know what? I hate to say it like this, but this is the truth. Paul Williams subscribed. Thank you, Paul. There are no more good faith arguments left.
Yeah.
There are.
Nobody wants to discuss policy.
I don't know anyone who does good faith arguments. We do. I believe we do. It's a perfect example. The older millennial is a conservative. He's ultra MAGA. we should agree on pretty much everything. But we didn't. And we found a topic we didn't agree. And then he left and said, fuck it. I quit. Okay. I don't hold any old regard. Love to have him back sometime if he wants to come back, but I'm not going to sit here and agree with you. But we've reached an impasse. We've reached middle ground. He found where he can no longer participate, and I found where I no longer care. We've reached a place of agreement. We never do that. We will have debates and nobody's convinced. We will hold hearings and nobody's convicted. We will have investigations and nothing happens. We'll have giant balloons go up and float over our heads, and then nobody's held accountable. We don't know why. We don't know if it's ever happened again. Nobody talks about it. Hey, I got a question for you. Where's the woman from Arizona? What was her name? Guthrie. Where's she at?
Oh, Samantha Guthrie.
Yeah, we talked about that for what? 17 days straight, 24 hours a day on every news channel. It was literally like the kid was in the well from when we were kids.
It's
stuck
like
in
Jean
the well.
Benet Ramsey. Yeah.
Right. John Benet Ramsey, or the kid in the well, or who was the kid that sailed over here from Cuba and swam over here from Cuba? Elian Gonzalez. What happened to Guthrie? Nobody cares.
Nope.
Nobody cares. Nothing. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's no longer, and even that, bless you, God bless you. It was even dividing us. Some were like, it was an illegal. Other people like, it's Costa Ricans, or it's the drug cartel, or she wandered off, or her life alert, malfunction. And everyone's just taking these sides. And then after all that supposition and argumentation, it came down to a left and right thing, didn't it? It turned into the Trump thing, or it turned into a Democrat thing. And I'm like, how in the can a missing person, an old lady, become political? But folks, there you have it. Iran is responsible for 63,000 terrorist events in the world in the last 47 years. They've been tied. And we're arguing whether that regime has the right to life, the right for sovereignty, the right to rule its reign of terror. And we're arguing it from a left and right perspective, just doing this. We're like Artemis and the moon, man. We pass each other in the night. I don't know, man. We're not coming back together. It's just not happening.
No, there was a time I used to put out like these graphics. I would diagram everything that basically said, this is what it means to be on the right. This is what it means to be on the left. And the more extreme the perspectives, you would have the individual arguments about, Second Amendment, lower taxes, pro-life versus pro-choice, higher taxes, bigger government, bigger social welfare. And in the middle was a list of topics, and it was things like legal immigration, national security,
right,
immigration, single women, unions, things like
defense.
Those were kind of softer kind of topics that we could agree to some extent on. But it seems like that middle ground has slowly evaporated, and it's getting harder and harder for each side to talk to each other. And I'm not sure if that's because of information overload, or if it's just that the media is successful in relaying, their message.
No, you want to know what I think it is philosophically? It's unification around a single thought.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I probably should explain that a little more. Unification around a single thought. When you were a kid, real simple. Give me the 5 things that were absolutely a must, things that you believed in or followed that your next door neighbor did for sure. Give me the 5 things.
You mean like holidays and stuff, like Santa Claus and Easter Bunny kind of?
Okay, great. Santa Claus and Easter Bunny. What's next? Go bigger. Come on, go bigger. You believe in our country, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Always
so
have.
everyone believed in our country. USA, USA, red, white, and blue. I bleed. Right. Give me a third. Give me a third one.
Where I came from, it probably would have been to some degree religion.
Okay, great. Some religion, some belief in a higher power. Okay, now we're gonna have to get pretty myopic here. We're not myopic. We're going to get pretty granular. Sorry, I'm not myopic. 4.
You got me. I'm not sure where we're.
The golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated, right? When we were younger, that's what we were taught. And 5 is respect your elders and listen to your mom and dad. Okay, there's 5 unifying beliefs. We all believe that. We all at least shared that in common. More than likely, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, but there was unifying belief structures that we all had. You know, you can also throw in there, respect the police, wash your hands after dinner, don't pee sitting down if you're supposed to be doing it sitting up, don't curse at the dinner table, don't curse ever, you know, all those little things, the golden rules, right? These are the things that we agreed on. What do we agree on now? Don't respect cops anymore. Can't stand for the flag anymore. Religions are in direct opposition with each other. Don't respect your parents. Fuck them. They're trying to make you something you're not, so be something you're not. Cut your dick off in spite of them. Don't trust your neighbor. Don't answer your door. Don't go borrow sugar from them. Don't talk to them. They're different than us. They're weird. We don't have any unifying qualifiers anymore. It's the things that bring us together, and that is what creates tribal communion. We don't have it. So what do we replace it with? Political ideology. The absence of God, the absence of family values, the absence of unifying qualifiers are absence. And in the absence of leadership, in the absence of motivation, in the absence of education, in the absence of answers, you will go find your own and latch on to the thing that relates to whatever your idioms or whatever your biases are. And that has become left and right. The left is bad, join the right. The right is bad, join the left.
50 years ago, when my dad wanted to get the news for the day, right? It was hand delivered to him in foldable pages, black and white, right? Because what was on TV was only about 3 different channels of,
for 2 hours a day, maybe, of news. Maybe 2. Maybe. Eyewitness news, morning intro programs, and then late night. That was it.
And then you fast forward, and progressively, as things have gotten more, connected, as screens have gotten smaller, and now they're ubiquitous to everyone.
Ooh, good word.
Now you can tailor your message to fit certain demographics, to certain groups that you really want to plug into, and everyone has the phone. So there's almost no limitation as far as, hey, if you've got a message that sells, people will buy it. Yeah, that sucks.
It's a really good point, folks. Lots of information there. Folks, it's 2020. We're at $131. I don't want to do this, but we've got to play the commercial because I think people are losing why we do the show and how we do the show. So we're going to play the commercial, give everyone a pee break real quick. Come back if you've seen the commercial. Great. If you haven't seen the commercial, now you get a chance to do that. We're going to be back in 3 minutes. Don't leave.
Yay. I have to pee.
Don't go anywhere. We're just going to take a quick pee-pee and come on back. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Olivia Spear, host of The Dumb Show. For 3.5 years, we never asked for donations, but after Facebook demonetized us for speaking the truth, we've had to turn to the one thing big tech can't cancel: you.
I'm Hayden, Matt and Olivia's daughter. This show's never chased sponsors or sold out. We've built something honest, and it's thanks to you.
I'm Ethan, their son. Every share, every dollar, every message, you're the reason we can keep calling out the BS and bringing color back to the world going gray.
If you want to help, we take PayPal, Venmo, or snail mail. You can send it to P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142.
Can't donate? No problem.
Marge must be new here. Marge is like, what? Like, we're doing what? We're going on a pee break? Folks, it's an intermission. We're just giving you a little bit of love, and then we talk about donations real quick as everyone goes and empties their bladders and come back. We've got some older people there. Just be honest. That's what this is about.
Just share the show with someone who needs to hear it.
Thanks for helping us stay loud, proud, and completely uncensored. You can donate at thedumbshow.com/donate.
You know what happens when you turn the dial harder? You can make a harder grimace. The harder you grimace, the more effective it is.
You tighten it so freaking I can't do it. I can't untighten it.
That's what she said.
That's what she's... Oof. Coming in with it. Pound it. Pound.
Child got 15.
Ethan, you look like a hippie.
totally tubular.
You know this is recording, right?
Okay, let's go. Smile. Donate. Don't start with me. Donations. Every time you don't smile, I'm going to punch you in the ribs. Donations. Take one. Scene one. Ready. Set. Ethan.
Break.
Ready. Don't screw it up.
Okay.
Ethan, don't mess this up. Ready. Set. Action. No. Whoa. Director calls action, not some stupid toddler.
But we've built something.
There's no but there. Why do you've been doing this since you were 2 years old? Try it again.
Just share the show with someone who needs to hear it.
He's so much better than you at everything.
Better than
Hayden, he's just like, even, it's just, go ahead, Hayden.
Thanks for helping us stay loud, proud, and completely uncensored.
That's a wrap. Well done, Spear family. I bet we make no money.
But we're gonna owe them money without.
Hayden, do your thing again.
Oh yeah, cut it.
Baby shark, doo 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 doo.
Yes, thank you for your support. It's been a while since we've played that video, and it does help. Lets people know why we're doing what we're doing. It's like, why am I donating to this show? Is there some sort of cancer relief, or is this for, small people with a penchant for buggery? No, this isn't us. What are we drinking tonight there, Haas? Oh,
This tonight's show has been brought to you by Evan Williams.
So good. So good. Yeah, unlike some people, you can actually handle your liquor. It's a whole other conversation if you watched our show Monday. Welcome to the Donut for Me show. Welcome back. Thanks, guys and girls. We do that because, well, if we don't do that, we don't hit donations. And let's just face it, folks, $300 isn't a lot compared to, what most people make in a day. And we spend a lot to make the show happen. And we work really hard for our money. So you better treat her right. Fairfax, are you okay, sweetie? Are you having a bad dream? It's okay, baby. It's okay. Don't bark in your. She's barking in her dream. Aww. Ash, it's okay, baby. Ash, it's fine. Okay. Fairfax is in trouble. Virginia, it's literally been like, I don't know, 45 days? No, longer than that. When was the election with Spanberger?
I thought it was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, something like that. So she was just sworn in. Here it is. Fairfax is in trouble.
Out of the 4 murders in Fairfax County, Virginia so far this year have been allegedly at the hands of illegal immigrants, including a stabbing at a bus stop, a machete hacking of a man in his own home, and a beating murder of a 3-month-old infant. And just last week, a Haitian illegal alien caught and released at the border, then granted TPS.
And they want to take our guns.
By the Biden administration, was arrested after he was caught on video using a hammer to brutally bludgeon a gas station clerk to death in a seemingly random attack. The victim was a mother of 2, and several GOP politicians are outraged about it. Senator Jim Banks writing, quote, "Another innocent life taken by a violent illegal allowed into our country by Joe Biden. We must deport every illegal." Senator Tommy Tuberville writing, quote, "Reminder, DHS has been shut down for 52 days because Democrats refuse to fund the agencies responsible for detaining and deporting these animals. He should have never been in our country in the first place." And Bill, back out here live. Today's ICE press conference is set to kick off at 11 a.m. And we do expect to hear from the families, those angel families who have lost loved ones, again, at the hands of illegal immigrants.
They've got stories to tell.
Thank you for watching, Marge. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Ash is fine. Ash and I get along very, very well. She lays at my feet and she has little dreams, and she's dreaming about poodles or something. Male poodles. No. Squirrels or cats or whatever. Listen, folks, I don't need to go into detail. It's pretty self-explanatory. Fairfax, Virginia is one of the safest places in the United States to live. We live in Ashburn, Nova, Northern Virginia. And this area is by far the safest in the United States. And it's one of the most expensive, too. That's why the donations are... No, I'm kidding. So we feel safe. But I'll tell you what, we don't go into into Fairfax. And we don't go into D.C. And this shit is insane. It's absolutely insane.
Any state, city, province where gun control is on the ballot, where they want to demonize the people who who possess guns, right? I would like everyone to kind of take a phrase and take it with you wherever you go, wherever you see one of those signs that say no firearms are allowed in this facility, no guns here, gun-free zone. What they're telling you effectively to your face is that we don't trust you to defend yourself. We don't trust that you can defend yourself with this firearm responsibly. That's effectively what they're saying. You can't be trusted. And it drives me nuts. It's one of the foundations of this great country is that we have all of these rights, but somehow they're boxed off, they're roped off in some areas. They're applicable to your home, they're applicable to your private property, but not in these other areas. You can't be trusted there to defend yourself. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, I don't know if DC crime is acting. I just don't go to DC. Just because you have people there that can stop crime doesn't mean crime doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And just because it's not murder doesn't mean I'm not going to put my family in that situation. I'm not going anywhere where I can't carry a gun. Unless there is a strong, reliable force, like the Def Leppard concert. We couldn't carry firearms into it. But they also had 36 fully armed tactical SWAT and military snipers there. No shit. Luann Felsky donated $25. Thank you, Len. That gets us halfway there. We got about 30 minutes left. We'll put up the donation clock. But they had military snipers up there in the rafters, and they were scoping the crowd. They're not going to take any chances. So, I'm good. And the first thing I did is I went over to the sergeant that was on scene, and I said, "Sir, ex-military, blah 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 blah. I'm not asking for any nefarious purposes, but what type of security do we have here tonight?" And he's like, "Why? What do you want to know?" I say, "I got my family here." He's like, "I get it." I said, we were in Colorado, in Littleton. We were in Aurora during the shooting. I ran a store in El Paso in the Cielo Vista Mall. And he goes, "I understand. Let me tell you what we've got here." Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'm going to go put my gun in the car. So I don't take any risk with that type of stuff. Nobody should. Nobody should assume you're safe because you're not. You're not safe.
That Pete Hegseth announcement with the military bases, that came to a lot of the people that I'm in the chat rooms with, the military folks, the other chiefs and so forth. That came to a lot of them in a very, very positive manner for most of them. And then there was quite a few others that were like, "Man, I don't know if I trust everyone," because we've all seen the knuckleheads who, "Oh, is this clear?" It'll happen. But
right. Well, the old adage is there's two types of people in this world. There's those who've had a negligent discharge and those who have not had one happen yet. And I don't care how safe you are with a firearm. Yeah, I've never had one either. But the old adage is assume that you will. SOCOM Delta chick is trash. I can't stand civilians.
Is that her legal name?
It is now. It doesn't matter. It's her legal name is probably ladies woman 527341.
Ladies man.
Because ladies woman, because she's going to a female. She's going to Leavenworth. And she should rot in hell for the rest of her life. To be completely transparent. First of all, you're not SOCOM. You're not Delta. You're not DevGru. When you're an analyst, you're not DevGru. You're an analyst. You're an intelligence specialist attached to, what you say. I'm an IS attached to Delta. I'm a civilian, I'm a GS9 attached to, I'm attached to. You're not Delta. You're not SOCOM. You're not DevGru. You're not Force Recon. You're not MARSOC. I cannot stand it when you have intelligence or civilian contractors who served in the military and they go, a military woman in Delta Force. No.
What?
No, she was not in Delta Force. And so I had to listen that first of all, the rat was an operator. She's not an operator. She's an analyst who served in the military. So let's get that right. Second, she's absolutely trash. And here is what she did.
Secret security clearance while she worked with Delta Force there with the Army in Fort Bragg. She's the whistleblower that called out the maltreatment that she was experiencing while working there. But the feds believe she's
going to have a blast in prison. I mean, she's going to get tossed around like the local, like the soap on a rope.
Giving away a lot more than just workplace secrets that could have put soldiers' lives at risk.
For 8 years, Courtney Williams worked in the Army's Delta Force at Fort Bragg, behind-the-scenes work to help maintain cover for one of the military's most secretive groups. But now
she did not work into. Okay, whatever.
Now she's being accused of leaking top-secret information to a journalist that could have put soldiers' lives at risk. Williams was quoted in Seth Harp's book, The Fort Bragg Cartel.
My book is critical of these institutions because I think that waging war in secrecy for 20 years gives rise to a host of cultural problems that spill over into communities like Fayetteville.
WRAL interviewed Harp about the book in October. Williams was quoted extensively when referring to a toxic work environment within Delta.
Oh my God, she looks just like the girl who had that book written about her. Look at that, that's uncanny. Look, wow. Everyone has a doppelganger.
The Force, where she claimed she was sexually harassed and discriminated against while also sharing information about work she would do. A criminal complaint filed today indicates she had concerns about how Harp's reporting could affect her, telling her mother, "I might actually get arrested," and also telling Harp, "I would definitely have been concerned with the amount of classified information being disclosed." She continued, saying in part, "I'm taking deep breaths, but have a feeling this is going to be more of a nightmare for my children than not." Harp declined an interview but sent me a statement calling this a vindictive act of retaliation and saying in part, "Former Delta Force operators disclose national defense information on podcasts and YouTube shows every day. But the government is going after Courtney for the sole reason that she exposed sexual harassment and gender discrimination in the unit."
So the Eastern District of North Carolina says they will be releasing some sort of press release sometime soon, but don't have a public comment to give me at this point. I have also reached out.
All right.
Can I take this?
Yeah. You're going to take this. I just want to make sure that when we have this conversation, we balance it between podcast bros and hot milfy chicks who work in the IC. Go ahead.
Okay. One thing that everyone has to realize is that I'm an analyst. I have worked in the exact same building. I've been to that building. When you are granted access to some level of information, you have to realize that's not yours. You don't own it. Just because you know something doesn't mean you get to pass it along. Everyone who watches this show has seen me kind of squirm occasionally because it seems like wait, does he know something that he's not? Yes, and I don't say it for exactly that reason. There is a level of integrity that has to come with ownership of said information. And if she was really being sexually harassed at work, not that that's justification to go ahead and start leaking secrets, but if you are being sexually harassed at work and you're in the military unit, there are two separate avenues for you to go down. You can go down the Simeo route, get a hold of your command manager equal opportunity representative within the command, and they will make it right. They will pull you out, or they will pull out the offenders and patch things over, right? Or you can go the SAPR route, right? It doesn't matter. You can get a hold of anybody in your chain of command, right? And they will take steps to make sure that not only are you safe, but you're not being harassed. And then they will deal with the harasser by probably escorting them out. Right. So you have to understand there's two separate arguments there. But the bigger problem is the fact that she felt like, oh, well, I guess this gives me some level of vindication to go ahead and start leaking top secret information. No, you know what those risks were. And so when the first tweet you sent back to your mom says, "Oh, my God, I might actually go to jail for this." Well, too late now. You're supposed to have good judgment for that kind of thing. You're supposed to be able to exercise some level of judgment that says, should I actually say this? And you blew it. So I have no feelings for you. Bye.
I can sum it up quicker than that. Burn in hell, you leaking cunt.
Jeez. Also, it's appropriate. And
sorry,
pithy.
I didn't black out the word. Yeah, hell has a very special place for pedos and leakers. Nope.
True.
Nope. I could give a rat's ass about her. Now, let me address the podcast bros, since I'm not a bro, not an operator in any way, shape, or form. But I have slept at a Holiday Inn Express, and I have chewed a lot of dirt and drank a lot of water with operators, and I've had a few on this show, so they seem to find me credible. We're not talking about them. We're talking about you and her. And I know the podcast bros. I know the ones that went after Tonto and went after the guys from Benghazi. I know the guys that went after Tim Kennedy. I know these people. And I don't give a rat's ass about them. And if they have an issue, that they should get a door knock from DOJ. But obviously, they're not leaking things that are top secret or TSI or SCI compartmentalized. Because if they were, it would stop. The community is a very tight-knit community. From the IC and Special Forces, very tight-knit. And I will tell you is if somebody is giving out information in a classified nature consistently, and it's not a whoopsie.
Yeah. Spillage. Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be spillage. Sometimes someone's going to be a splash. Sometimes it's going to be even a simple confirmation of something that's said that's TSSCI, or you give it away by your reaction. Oh, I can't talk about that. I got to get out of here. I got to leave the podcast. Bye. I mean, there is a level of professionalism you have. You notice that if I say something that's moving into the parameters of something I'm not read into, Leroy just, okay. I really don't have anything to say about that. And that's it. It's not like he's like, dude, Matt, how did you find out about that? How did you find out about
that? I have said that. You've caught me saying that once. I was
times.
Genuinely flabbergasted once where I was like, how the hell did you know that?
So blank and but the thing is that the amount of shit that I know without a clearance anymore would fry your freaking remaining hairs on your head. How many people talk who I talk to and don't know how to shut up? Dude, I had to warn a guy from the State Department at breakfast. Bro, do you know what I do for a living? You might want to shut the up. My exact words. Ask Mike, my next door neighbor. He's just sitting there and he's just blah, 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 blah. And I'm just going, dude, do you realize how many freaking violations you just said in the last 45 seconds? You need to stop talking. And so I hear a lot of stuff that people like to vent. And I listen and I'm okay. But, people also send shit to me through unsecure channels. And I'm like, what are you doing? Get on Proton. What are you? Why are you sending to me this through Facebook Messenger? Are you on drugs? I can't tell you how many times. Do you remember that one guy that we had here who, Mike Blankman, and he was medevac special forces, and some of the shit that he was saying, and I'm like, Mike, shut up. I mean, we both stopped him and we're like, bro, he started mentioning programs.
Honestly,
and I'm like,
and we have quite a few people who have reached out to me on personal channels, and they'll go ahead and start either spewing either the conspiracy theory stuff, or they'll mention things like that. And I don't even, I love every one of you guys. I truly do. But I honestly, I just,
well, this one was mentioned in programs, and you even said, dude, you need to stop talking. That's exact. I don't know if you remember this, but you need to stop talking. So the point is that there's inadvertent spillage or communal speak that is considered classed, but it's like the worst kept secret in the world, and it's talked about in books and it's talked about in movies, and there's a few things like
Jack
that
Carr
I talked. Right. There's exactly. And that's going to happen. But it's when you confirm it and go, oh, no, this exists, and this is what it can do, and this is what happens, and this is the parameters of it. This is the sequence that it takes place to defunct it. Well, then you're going to get your ass in trouble. But I've listened to a lot of these podcasts, bros, and I don't hear any of these guys saying things that are heavy to a point where you're going to be going out in handcuffs.
Right.
Mentioning an operation, mentioning something that took place, using vague descriptors is not going to get you thrown in cuffs. 40 years ago, maybe, but not today. That's it. Okay? Good conversation.
Sure.
Folks, we're at 156. We are 19 minutes away, and we're behind to hit 300. I want to show you something, the faces of Candace. Figure you guys would appreciate this. Here's the Egyptian planes. This takes a lot of work, folks, and it's not to constantly show you why, but I got to keep you up to date. I'm telling you, this Tyler Robinson case is coming up, and she is going to be the next. She's going to be
down.
She's going to be the Black Sea Grace. Not Nancy Grace, the Black Sea Grace. And she's going to get up there and she's going to have her notepad and her glasses and be like, oh my God, guys, let me tell you what's going on. I just want to remind you, she's full of shit as a Christmas goose. Okay. All right. Here it is.
Obviously, for this to have been pulled off, there had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen. I didn't say that they murdered Charlie.
You said that people at Turning Point were complicit in it.
It's literally minutes later on the same show.
Murder.
No, my exact sentence that I said was that there were people at Turning Point who are engaged in a cover-up. Obviously, for this to have been pulled off, there had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen. I didn't say that they murdered Charlie.
You said that people at Turning Point were complicit in his murder.
No, my exact sentence that I said was that there were people at Turning Point who are engaged in a cover-up.
No, you didn't.
I believe that thoroughly.
Candace, you didn't say that. You said literally.
I did say that on my entire show.
You said there were people at Turning Point complicit in his murder.
Bullshit.
That's what you said.
Obviously, for this to have been pulled off, there had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen.
You said complicit in the murder. Because I said who at Turning Point was involved in his murder. And
let me clarify for you. Okay, you can keep saying what I said or you can listen to what I am saying.
Okay.
When I was using the analogy of JFK and we were connecting it, I was basically pushing back on you because you were suggesting that, all of these people being involved would be crazy. So I was applying the analogy of what happened to JFK. Well, you actually, if you go back and listen.
I said, I don't know JFK's assassination. And we recently had a lot of the files released, which did not conclusively prove any of these things, right? Now, again, I don't know what happened to JFK. Make it clear.
Piers, I really think you're not holding on to your thoughts
Candace,
here correctly.
let me spell out my thought very.
Had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen. My entire
You said they were.
I love how she tries to turn it around.
She's so hot.
She is. I mean, except when she talks. The moment she talks, it's like Britney Spears. Baby, mute me one more time.
She is so hot, but but she's got the appropriate amount of crazy that that if she ever even caught you texting somebody that you weren't supposed to, she would throw all of your stuff in the driveway and light it on fire. Like she's that level of crazy.
I don't mean to break. I don't mean to break the bubble here, but all women are crazy. I'm sorry. Can we just be honest, please? Can we stop pretending that this is not true? All women are a little wacky tobacco. I'm just saying. Okay, just saying. But she's what color is the shit in my cave crazy? Like that's crazy. She's bat guano crazy. We are not. Okay, whatever. Just a little crazy. She's nuts. She's not. She's like cook a bunny in a pot nuts.
I will not be ignored.
I will not be Michael.
Yeah.
I will not be ignored, Michael. Just saying.
Yeah.
Top 10 answers on the board. Crazy women. Whatever. I love you. Hey, listen, I love you guys. That's just the truth. Anna Kasparian and Megyn Kelly joining forces. Is there anything worse than that? I mean, holy cobwebbed wombs Instead of the Cape Crusaders, they're the cobwebbed wombs. These women, dude. Why is Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks on Republican shows? How many more Republicans are going to fall for this dupe like Tulsi and now Gina Michaels is on there, and now you've got Anna Kasparian. What is Whoopi Goldberg going to be on soon? Like Rosie O'Donnell's going to show up? What the? When are we going to stop falling for this? Like Dave Rubin. He's like the only one who's kind of worked out. But he's joining the Megyn Kelly thing. I don't understand. Watch this. Watch this shit. This is ridiculous.
Began when you refused to denounce Candace Owens. How about you're responsible for what you say and Candace is responsible for what she says. Period. And
wait a second, Anna. You're contradicting yourself, because if I'm not mistaken, you're now calling out somebody for not calling out another person who called out somebody about calling them out. So why don't you shut the up? How about you take that giant mouth and fill it with something other than words? Because you're literally saying the exact same thing. Why doesn't she say something about Candace? Well, why don't you mind your own business? Well, why don't you mind your own business about people hitting Megyn Kelly for not calling out Candace?
End of story.
Right. And that started against me. Like, now they want to pretend that it's all about, I won't denounce Candace on Erica Kirk. And that's not where it started. And that, of course, I disagree with Candace about Erica, and Candace knows that, and the world knows that. I said it repeatedly. But what they're really mad about is that I wouldn't denounce Candace asking questions about Israel in the wake of Charlie's death. And you hit on one of the reasons why. Charlie and I bonded in this now famous conversation we had a month before he was murdered over the immense pressure being put on both of us to remain.
You bonded with Charlie Kirk a month and a half beforehand, but Erica's relationship, where she has children, she slept in the same bed with the man, was her husband, the matriarch of the family to his patriarch, and Candace Owens holds more weight for a relationship that you had for 30 days versus the woman who he devoted his life to. Oh, you annoying freaking flat-chested, silicone injected.
Oh my God.
I loved you once. No, I gave my heart to you, Megyn Kelly. Go ahead, bro.
I'll say this, man. Like, that is the problem with so many of these podcasts. And we've talked about this before. This will only be about the 30th time that I've mentioned it, is that somewhere over the last 5 years, rather than talk about policies, each and every one of them have started just this pit viper. They just start attacking each other.
So stupid.
Rather than talking about the strengths or the weaknesses of the free market or how bad communism is, rather than go through that. No. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about whether or not Candace was able to track a plane, over Israel for Charlie Kirk's death. And you're like, it makes no sense. Nobody gives a shit.
Read that.
Karen Vera says that's like saying you need to realize the realism of the reality. Yeah. Triple redundancy. Absolutely.
So good.
Like, when can we start talking about things that matter rather than this crap? I don't, they caught the guy. He's going to go to trial. If he's truly guilty, he'll go away for a really long time. If there's a reasonable doubt, then fine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
that just
I don't
means
either.
To me that the law, the process of law is doing its job, whether or not I like it or not.
There it is.
Right, as unbiased as it can be. But in the meantime, can we get back to policy, Megyn? Can we talk about the things that matter, Candace?
Why don't you cuss more, Megyn? Yell at us. Yell at us more. I like it when you talk dirty. I can't believe I thought she was hot at one point. She's so disappointing. I look at her now and I just want to throw up. And I don't care what she thinks. No, she's not. No, she's no. She's starting to look like the girl from Tales from the Crypt. You know, or the
Crypt
guy
Keeper?
from the Crypt Keeper. She's dude. She weighs like, first of all, she weighs like 86 pounds, and her skin is just slowly moving away from her skull. The anger and the hate that she has, and the overall, it's turning her ugly, dude.
Well, that's what makes people ugly, is just the hate.
That's my point. And listen, of course she's still pretty for now, but I think Anna Kasparian's prettier since and Anna got prettier the quicker she left from the left, and as crazy as she's been, she's not moderate at all, but she's not like Cenk Uyghur nuts. I mean, she can actually have a conversation with a Republican and not.
He's hot.
You know, all of them. You know, absolutely. Here's I'm showing this one. This is Joy Reid. Folks, we're down 156. I'm not gonna say, you guys can see it. It's right there. It's right. We need to donate. Joy Reid on Black Inventions. I'm gonna hit this one real quick. I only have 2 sentences. You get the rest.
They can't fix the history they did. Their ancestors made this country into a slave hell. But they can clean it up now because they got the Smithsonian. They can get rid of all the slavery stuff. They got PragerU. They can lie about the history to the children. They can't originally invent anything more than they ever were able to invent good music. We Black folk gave y'all country music, hip hop, R&B, jazz, rock and roll. They couldn't even invent that, but they have to call a white man the king, because they couldn't make rock and roll. So they have to stamp the king on a man whose main song was stolen from an overweight Black woman.
Right. So just my 2 cents to make sure I have this right. She said that in America, in English, on her iPhone, in a room with air conditioning and light, while promoting her own Substack. All created by white people. Okay. Did you have anything?
It just, the moment she started talking, my mind immediately went back to a Bill Burr skit where he was laying in bed with his wife, who happens to be Black. Bill Burr's not. He is a bright orange man. And
isn't she Vietnamese?
No, she's Black.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't checked.
Anyway, and so they were watching a documentary about Elvis, and the guy that was giving the documentary, watching Bill Burr do this series of jokes was just priceless. But he talks about like the guy who's describing Elvis, and he's like, we're trying to take the angelic sounds of Southern Baptist, and mix it with the down and dirty blues. And the guy was literally placing his hand underneath, like to make it seem like Black people were somehow down here and white people were away. And his wife was just like, the anger in her eyes was just building and building. And he didn't pick up on all of the subtle racism shit until she had to point it out. It just reminded me of that entire bit. To your point, that is a woman who has millions of dollars to her name, who has her own TV show. And if we're talking about and if we're talking about, Blacks giving us country music or rap or dance or whatever the case is, right? I mean, I hate to be admonished within the same sentence for cultural appropriation, but that just seems like that's the next logical step, right? I stop being a victim. Like, it doesn't matter.
You know what? We're going to break the Overton window. Here's what it comes down to. A Black person may have written that song, but Whitey did it better.
Oh my God.
That's it. What? What's racist about what I just said? Elvis did it better. Elvis.
Oh, okay.
Elvis was one of the most from financially to record sales to influence in music and rock and roll. I understand what Blind Dog Fulton did. I get it. I understand what Hendrix did to rock and roll. I understand this. I understand what Dizzy Gillespie and Louis Armstrong. I understand what Aretha Franklin. Yeah, great. They're all successful in their own right. But when you want to talk about music from that time period, Elvis Presley was an unbelievable talent. And as a white person, he was able to project that kind of music. You should be thanking him, not relegating him down to the color of his skin. Whitey did it better. Suck it up. Sorry. Elvis Presley had more soul than any black performer that I know today. Tell me somebody who has more soul. Who's blacker than Elvis today who sings?
I will tell you the most soulful white person I've ever heard sing.
No, black person. Hold on.
All right.
The question is out. The question's out there. Tell me a black person who sings with the level of soul and passion that Elvis did. Tell me. Because I can tell you 10 years ago. I can tell you 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I can mention hundreds of black performers who were incredible, who would trounce Elvis. Tell me today. Who is it?
Today?
Let's let that. Well, yeah. Let's let that sit. Since Whitney Houston died, please tell me the black talent. Since there's no more Aretha Franklin and Donna Summers, tell me a black entertainer who can sing and just blow doors off Elvis.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody.
The only one who I know who can is the chick from Oz. That's crazy psycho freaking one who's all over. Come on. There's only one. Come on. What's you saw the new the new Wizard of Oz movie, right?
No.
Wicked. Wicked is what it's called. Wicked.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, that chick can sing. She's incredible. She's and so's the girl, the Ariana Grande. She's but she can sing. There's one. But my point is that you don't have the soul. There's no Whitney Houston out there today. There's no modern day Celine Dion who's absolutely. Tina Turner's no longer there, right?
Oh, I missed her.
Ariana Grande is she black? I thought she was Mexican.
Central American for sure, right?
What? So Mexican, right? She's Mexican, Colombian, Cuban. It's all Mexican. Ariana Grande, she's black?
Dude,
no, I don't.
Your wife is going to smack you.
She's not really black. Ariana Grande's not really black. No, CeCe Winans. Who's the one who's green? Who's the black person in green face? Who's the black person in green face in Wicked? Who's culturally appropriating witches? Who's culturally appropriating witches, ogres, and Shrek? Racist.
Cynthia. Yeah, Cynthia Ervio.
I'm gonna get a copyright strike. I don't care.
Cynthia Ervio.
Ervio, unreal voice. Watch this. Oh, dude, this chick's incredible. She's great. Let's see if I can find it. Do I have something? Let's see.
Cynthia Evo left everyone in.
No, shut up. Here we go. Maybe.
Hey, listen. If you own a business that makes over $200,000 per year in gross revenue,
yeah, whatever.
What if I told you?
No,
walk out into this.
I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. The pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new
There's one. I got goosebumps. Are you fucking kidding me? She's incredible. So my point is this, and then I'm giving it to Leroy. There's no disrespect. This isn't racist. This is nothing. This is that music has become if a fuse blows, you're f***ed. You can't play. That chick, if a fuse blows, the power goes out, she's still putting on a concert. You go and listen to Darius Rucker, former Hootie.
Yeah.
Power goes out, homeboy's going to play. You go listen to Jethro Tull, they're going to grab their woodwind instruments and they're going to play. But you go listen to M, he'll get up there and rap. You listen to KRS-One, he's going to get up there and rap. But you go listen to The Weeknd, what are they going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You go listen to Bruno Mars, he's going to throw a grenade at you. He's not going to land on it, he's going to throw one at you. Grenade, clear out. Can't do the concert. So the talent that we had yesterday He's not the same talent that we have today. So with all due respect to Joy Reid, Whitey did it better during a time when black people couldn't do that unless they were from the South and they were literally on the crossroads, or they were in Motown and they were relegated to their small box, and that sucked. Elvis allowed that to happen. Elvis had black players. Elvis promoted black musicians when he went out in concert, went on tour. Don't disrespect Elvis. I can't stand Elvis. There's 2 songs I like by Elvis, maybe, but I know what he did for music. And what you said, once again, as always, is racist. All right, Leroy, sorry. I had to go off on that one.
My God, man. Do you feel better?
Sure. Yeah, I feel better.
All right. Well, here's my take on this. Elvis was kind of like when Motown really wasn't signing very many white people, Elvis kind of filled that void, right? People were listening to a lot of Motown right in that same pocket, and Elvis picked up that torch and went with it. Sherry Star says a black in green face. Now that's saying something new. That's true enough. So I do give Elvis quite a bit of credit. I think he did a great job, but I don't know that he did it better.
What do you mean? Of course he did.
I think that's all subjective. I really
no. It's not subjective. It's not subjective. How many albums did? Let's look it up.
I have no idea.
We'll look it up. That's
no
what
idea.
You have a computer, don't you?
I don't want to look it up. I just wanted to.
So you just want to remain in ignorance. You just want to make a comment.
No.
Without any.
I'm telling you my opinion. My opinion.
Your opinion is baseless without fact.
It doesn't. That's only if you're basing that opinion on how many record sales the guy had. I don't give a shit.
I have more than one question. Let's talk about gospel. Let's talk about rock and roll. Let's charts. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about Graceland. Let's talk about awards.
We got into acting.
Yeah, you can do that too. Let's talk about his service.
Yeah.
I think there's so many things that you can base Elvis Presley on that are just more than just record sales. My point is this, and let me requalify. I'm not saying your opinion is baseless, but it is when it's just emotion without fact. Because I can make this argument. Luann Felsky, $6, a little to add to the total.
Luann.
Thank you, because we're hurting, folks. I mean, we're getting killed tonight, and this is depressing. Because it's such a good show.
It's because of my stupid opinion.
No, I didn't say your opinion was stupid. I said it was uninformed. There's a difference. So I just, not to argue that Elvis is the greatest entertainer of all time, because that's not what I'm saying. Michael Jackson was the greatest. What's up? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, no, put it in. Michael Jackson was the greatest entertainer of all time, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion based on record sales, money, influence, the #1 hits. I mean, we can go on and on and on.
Sure.
So Celine Dion's #2 over Barbra Streisand. As far as record sales, overall volume, sellout shows, #1 hits, that's my argumentation. But when I talk about Elvis allowed black music to be listened to because a white guy went up there and did it, and it wasn't acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved and pushed forward black musicians with his platform in music where other people found the sounds and said, I like that. And allowed it because it was good music. And I think it was a stepping stone. Mel Lowe donated $103.48. Thank you, Mel. Love
Mel,
you, City.
thank you so much.
So that's the only thing I'm trying to say is when I say Whitey did it better, it's not that Whitey did it better than the original person. Whitey did it better because he brought black music to the stage. And I don't believe, as far as music goes, that during that time frame, as fast as it was adopted and the Deep Blue South came to play and jazz was brought and blues were brought from the southern states and from the French quarters, would have been quickly as accepted as it was if it wasn't for Elvis and people like him. That's all I'm trying to say.
I to your point, he allowed it to be. Marge 987 donated $10 through Super Chat, says, keep on rocking. Elvis opened the door. Exactly what I was going to say. He allowed a particular genre to be appreciated by multiple demographics. Perfect. Spot on. Was he necessarily, did he have the greatest voice? Was he by any measure, did he have a great vocal range? No. What he did was just that. He allowed a genre of music to be enjoyed by multiple demographics. That was really his only, what made him famous. And then, he got into the onesies with the, with the tassels and the karate kicks. That really helped him too, sure. But he wasn't, I feel like he was a little bit of an inflated talent. He was talented, but he was just doing things that hadn't been done yet with hip movements that, by any measure, anybody could have done then. It's just that for whatever reason, they were frowned upon then. He pushed an envelope.
So young. In addition to his deep voice,
it's maybe not something I want to get. Let's listen.
Abigail Spanberger said that gerrymandering is detrimental.
I don't like Elvis. I consider him an overrated talent as far as quality of his music, but it's foot tapping, but it's three chords, and it's very similar. But saying he didn't have a good voice, I don't know about that. Or
I'm not saying he didn't have a good voice, but
let's listen. Let's listen. Let's see.
And now the end is near, so I face the final.
All right.
Find it all.
Let's get into
highway. Or what is a man? What has he got?
Nope. You're right. So Elvis didn't have range. That's an accurate statement. We just heard it because Frankie just crushed that song. He did it so well. Elvis had a beautiful and soothing voice.
Yes.
That's what made him. It was just like Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Louis Armstrong didn't have range, but Louis Armstrong had a very unique and soothing voice, right. And that's what made Elvis. When Elvis got in the gospel, he stopped singing from the gut and he started singing from the heart and the throat. And just a different rhythm. You're right. He didn't have range. But there's a lot of, who doesn't have range? And which is, I can't believe I'm going to say this, is the lead singer from Disturbed.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the great, and he hits his range, dude, and people are like, well, he hits a high note. No, he screams it out and he pushes it out. But he's incredible. And if you have not heard him do Simon and Garfunkel version of Simon, Isaac Castillo, $25. Thank you, Isaac. The Sound of Silence. Have you heard him do The Sound of Silence?
No. But when you were talking about range and white people, I don't know why, the first person I thought of when we start talking about range and white people, Chris Cornell.
Oh yeah, Chris Cornell's incredible. And we can move on from this, but I just want you to listen to this real quick. And we're already copyright struck, so I don't give a shit at this point. This will blow you away, dude. This will blow you away. Anyone who hasn't heard this, just you don't know what you're about to miss. You're not going to miss the whole thing. I can't play all of it. I'm going to skip. But just listen.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Thank you, Tommy Austin, 2110.
Thank you, Tommy.
Talk with you again. Because a vision.
All right, we all know this.
Narrow streets of cobblestone.
It's going to bring it up a little bit.
Neath the halo of a street lamp.
Just wait, dude. Leroy, you're going to have goosebumps in your shit. All right, he's going to bring it up now.
10,000 people, maybe more.
Right here.
People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you. Take my arms and I
fucking forget about it. But the range is all within a certain amount of octaves. What's up? All right, come on.
I was watching the show and I like heard about like kind of like white good like singers like men. Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, we said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pound it, buddy. Pound it.
Start
Good call.
watching this show. We already said that. Go do your homework.
Hey, Leroy just said, stop watching the show and go do your homework. We already said that. He's doing the kids. He's doing all of our donations too. So my point is this: is I think your music is, you know what? Music is perspective. I agree with that. It's based on perspective, but the feeling you get from music is universal.
Yes.
And the best way, like when you hear a good song, you know it. And you can listen to something and go, you know what? I don't like that music, but I will tell you that takes talent to make that music. Like, for instance, Mariah Carey. I can't stand one fucking song Mariah Carey does, but I can also tell you that takes talent to do what she does. Some of that shit she does is incredible, and I admire it at least. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Oh,
but
no,
guys,
1000%.
if you have not listened to Sound of Silence by Disturbed and seen it on Conan, you know what? We're going to end the show there. We're going to do it. But that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I say it and shall be done. And then we're going to get the hell out of here. Because that is a great way to end it. We have a great night coming Friday night. We have Jacket Weekend or Jacket Friday coming up. And this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to get a copyright strike, and I don't care. Go ahead.
While he's typing and figuring it out, folks, if you like this shirt and if you like some of the products that you've seen us throw about on the show, things like the documents of freedom or shirts or hats, mugs, things like that, please visit the dumbshow.com and flip through the inventory. We got a ton of stuff. It is all extremely high quality.
It is. And with no further ado, we got a couple of other things we wanted to talk about tonight, but honestly, you guys are going to be fine. We're going to cover it tomorrow with Olivia. We got the videos cut. You just need to feel this. This music is one of my passions. Hockey, music, love it. Airplane models. Dude, I'm working on the Tamiya F-14 Grumman 148 or 146. It's
got to be 148, no?
148. Thank you. Yeah. Dude. First of all, I did my miniatures. You saw me do those.
Yeah.
And I've got talent, but I've never done an airplane model before in my life. And dude, it is so fun having big stuff. Like, oh my God, the detail that I can do. Yeah. Like, oh my God, I'm just like, I'm a kid because I've been doing stuff this big and making it look. And I'm like, oh, I know how to, I'm going to put a wash on here. Panel lines. I got panel lines. I got lines to do my oils. I'm like, awesome. Wait a second. I can distress this thing. I can put a sheer gloss on it, then put a sateen on it, and then put a matte on it. And I can get 3 different. Oh, I'm having so much fun. I'm having a blast.
They're parked out in front of NASIC, the National Air and Space Intelligence Center. There is a MiG-29 that we got from, I think it's Moldova. And it was a Navy oriented one, right? So it had a very specific blue lettering. But when you get up on these things, a lot of times, especially for larger Russian aircraft or prior Soviet era aircraft, it is not pretty. Like the rivets are just freaking huge. The panel gaps are huge. It just looks like it was held together with hope and duct tape. And I thought to myself, it must be the easiest job in the world to be a modeler for Russian aircraft because you don't. It's just,
but not choppers, because some of those choppers are amazing. Those Hinds are incredible. Like I'm gonna do the Red Dawn Hind. I don't know what it is. It's like Hind
Mi-24.
Mi-24. I thought it was the 34. So I'm gonna do the Mi-24 next. But no, actually, no, I'm doing an M1 Abrams, then I'm doing an A10 Warthog. But my F-14, dude, I mean, it's going to be like, I can't wait for you to see it because I know you're good at that. And I am really excited about it. By the way, Ryan Jonsberg said, Jonsberg, I think it's Jonsberg, said 9 Inch Nails hurt or Johnny Cash hurt. I'll take Johnny Cash hurt all day long. I'll take Johnny's.
Johnny Cash.
Yep. Johnny Cash all day long. Even though I love Trent Reznor in a lot of ways, it's Johnny Cash. We're not done. Stick around. We're going to do one more thing. Also, Matt, remind me what you get the wanker song from.
Wank!
Yeah, that's great. That's the lead singer of Evanescence, and I put it into AI. So that's it. I just said create an Evanescence song called Wanker, and that was it. So that's as simple as it get. Yeah, that's right. When Simon and Garfunkel heard Disturbed do this song, they said it's your song now. Simon and Garfunkel gave it to Disturbed and said, you've eclipsed anything we could do. It's yours. That's pretty cool. Marge, it's great to have you as a follower. It's nice to see so many new followers. Here we go. Here's my copyright strike. Watch this. This will blow you away. So just enjoy. Just sit back and enjoy this. You're going to love this.
Please welcome Disturbed.
I know I'm going to get a strike for this. I don't care. Wherever you are, turn it up.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was
If they shut us down, go watch it on YouTube. Disturbed Sound of Silence. I don't care. We're watching it.
That was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp.
Karen Vera says, I don't think anyone can match Freddie Mercury vocally. George Michael could, but I agree with you. I think Freddie Mercury was incredible, but I will tell you this right here, I think is better than anything Freddie Mercury ever did. Just wait. You'll see why. Just listen.
I turned my collar to the cold and damp when my eyes were stared by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence.
Dude, this is so good.
And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. And no one dared.
Just wait. This is like a 6.
Disturb the sound of silence.
Take it up just a little bit. A little bit.
Fools say that you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell. Echoed in the wells of silence, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign lashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming, and the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
You got to be dead if you don't love that. You got to be dead. outro music. We love Still Point, but that's pretty freaking good. Now, here's the thing. Brandon from Still Point could sing that damn song. And he should do that cover because that guy's got an incredible voice. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. That was my 4 minutes turned into a minute. Leroy, take us out of here. We're leaving. We're good. We're going to go watch the game.
You know, I don't even have but 30 seconds. Just thank you to everyone who donated. A lot of times we have fun on the show. We tend to make fun of everybody, right? A little bit of left, a little bit of the right. It's mostly about the hypocrisy, folks. That's what we pick up on. Whenever we see somebody who flip-flops on one policy and then talks something else a little bit later, we have to call it out, right? And that goes for everybody, right? Democrats, Republicans, doesn't matter. When you misrepresent yourself and you kind of flip-flop, we have to notice these things, right? That being said, we have fun doing it, and we certainly appreciate all the dummies. You people are amazing. We could not do this without you. Please visit thedumbshow.com. Take a look at the store. We have a lot of just incredible things, mugs, hats, coffee. The coffee there is amazing. And beyond that, just take care of each other, right?
Have a great night. Yeah. We will see you guys on Friday. Jacket Friday tomorrow, and then it'll take us into the weekend. Everyone have a blessed evening. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for taking care of us. Thanks for being with Leroy and I. As my friend, I always appreciate you. I love our Thursdays and our Tuesdays. I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend, buddy. Okay?
Take care, guys.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.